Harley hit me up and said, why haven't you talked about Shane Beamer whining so much after losing to Tennessee, and now he's laughing about breaking his foot? Both of these things happen. I regret to inform you. There was a tinge of whininess from Shane after losing the Tennessee game. Now, he has since addressed that, so I'm not talking about anything he hasn't talked about. And yes, he did confirm today that he kicked something he shouldn't have, in his words, and broke his foot, but you don't need to take my word for it. I have had Director Colin cleverly splice these two things together. First, the whining, then the admission of the foot breakage. Roll it, Colin.
I saw the main problem, David. We call pressures and we don't run them. We play man coverage and didn't do a great job of keeping leverage. I mean, just in the first half alone, we ran a pressure where the corner came and for some reason he stopped, and we gave up an explosive pass because we didn't continue to run the pressure. After the game, I broke my foot on Saturday, so I'd rather just get it out there and say it and not have y'all speculating. And then after the game on Saturday in Missouri, you ask. I called Coach Tanner, told him, make sure he was okay with it, and he died laughing when I told him. So obviously there's not a lot of empathy from him. It was after the game, and certainly that was a gut-wrenching emotional loss, and I was frustrated and kicked something that I shouldn't have kicked, and thought I was okay, but journaling of the game wore off. And before anybody starts the narrative like the head football coach is frustrated and lost his poise and all that, no, I care. And I care about these kids, and I was really upset on Saturday night because I didn't do enough to help them get over the hump and win the football game. So don't think I have to have surgery, but there is a broken bone in my foot. It hurts like you know what, but, you know, I've got to show toughness and fight through it.
Yeah, the talk is he seems a little bit too chipper for a guy who just lost a football game. Our coach seems like a clown right now. This is what I have been inundated with in the inbox. Truthfully, I wasn't going to address this tonight, but Harley was not the only one who asked about this. So here's what the Les Miles era taught me. And Meemaw had already taught me this. The Les Miles era reinforced that if you got unique personality traits, the same personality traits that get you praised when you win get you roasted when you lose. So nothing changes about your personality. It's just your idiosyncrasies either get you propped up or get you beat down. It's all dictated on outcome on the field. It's never been about anything other than that. You can be the greatest guy in the world. If you lose, they're canning you. You can be a complete jerk. If you win, they're building statues of you. So your personality really doesn't matter. Here's what does matter. I don't care. Why haven't I commented? Because I don't care. I don't care if he whines in post-game press conferences. I know what it's born out of. He's very passionate about his program. The difference in the way, in an ideal world, that I would have Shane Beamer run his program versus the way he does is I just think he cares what people say about him too much. And I know folks like that. I am very blessed to not think that way. I don't care. I have fun with it, but otherwise I don't care about it. Make what other people think about you none of your business. It is golden advice I got a long time ago. Fortunately, I've applied it. I don't care. Say whatever you want to say. Leave Jesse and Colin out of it. You can trash Bradley, but say whatever you want to say about me. That's how I wish Shane Beamer would go about it. It's very obvious he hears a lot of stuff that's said about him. And I know it gets under your skin. Same thing I said about Dabo. Some of the fools talking trash about you could not talk themselves intellectually out of a wet paper bag when it comes to football. You'd run circles around them. You know it. They don't know it because they're idiots. But in some cases, maybe there's accurate criticism they're levying against you, whether it's right or wrong. If you care that much what fans think, you will end up sitting with them. It is an age-old adage for a reason. It's true. You got to tune it out. You just got to tune it out. Now, as for the broken foot, prayers up. I don't necessarily know what to say about this. He did seem a little happy about it. There was a little smile on the face. I don't know. I know what a lot of you think about it because I'm looking at my phone. Even as I'm doing this, I'm looking at my phone, and I got a head coach texting me about this right now. I am not sharing the identity, nor am I sharing the body of the text, but it was not exactly pro-Gamecock. Let me just put it that way. And it wasn't Dabo. They are way better to me than they were before he got there. That's what I care about. This year's not going to be good in the record column, in the win-loss column. It's not going to be good. Progress isn't always linear. So he said that the other day. We're way better than we were before I got here. I'm paraphrasing. He said a version of that. I think he's right. That's what I care about. Don't care about what he sounds like post-game. I would prefer he not break his foot. But even having said that, guys have coached under more stringent physical ailments before. Hugh Freeze once coached from a hospital bed up in the press box. Thumbs up to go for it, thumbs down not to go for it. Shane Beamer, I don't know if he's using the handicap parking up there, but I guarantee you he'll still be on the sidelines on Saturday. So speedy recovery, but all seriousness, they're okay. They're not going to have a good record this year. Like I said, the dips, like the ebbs and flows in football are eternal. Every program has them. It's just that when you're at a top 5 program, when you really get the engine revved, there's a pretty high floor. Like, you can be so insanely talented. Kirby's got Georgia right now at a place where even in their down year, it would be 9-3. That is not South Carolina right now. So if they have a down year, which they're having, they could miss a bowl game. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It does if you do it 3 years in a row, but I don't think that's the case there. I also think press conferences aren't football. Yet we spend a vast majority of our time talking about what coaches say. This is why, at its core, I don't get jacked up about SEC Media Days. I have never done a biggest winners and losers of Media Days segment. There are no winners and losers. I would argue there are losers, but it's mainly nope, I'm not saying that, because some of those folks are my friends, and I'm not going to say that. But by and large, I don't care what's said at press conferences. I don't. Maybe it's a fatal flaw of mine, but I really don't.